Good afternoon, everyone. Pastor Ron Brown here with Pastor Lori Kistart from the First Congregational Church in Southington, Connecticut, with a preview of our worship services for this weekend.
So this upcoming Sunday is March 10th. We will gather for worship starting at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning in the Barnes Memorial Chapel. For our chapel service, it's a brief worship service, an opportunity to gather together, sing a hymn, and hear the scripture reading and sermon from Pastor Ron, as well as celebrate the sacrament of communion. This week, the 8 o'clock service is the service to come to if you would like to celebrate the sacrament of communion. We will not have that sacrament at our 10:15 service. And so we invite you to join us if you're up early on Sunday mornings for our 8 o'clock service in the chapel. We continue worship on Sunday morning with our 10:15 service here in our historic meeting house. We do live stream our 10:15 service, so you can access that live on Sunday morning, or it is archived to watch later in the week. And our 10:15 service has a variety of music, all very vibrant, both more contemporary music from Branches, as well as some traditional music and a hymn. And so in our 10:15 service this week, we have this sacrament of baptism. It's always a joyful Sunday to celebrate in that sacrament and welcome more children and more people and families into the family of faith. And so we hope that you'll join us either in person or online this upcoming Sunday.
So this Sunday we continue our Lenten sermon series, Questions for Jesus, and continue reading through the Gospel according to Mark. The question for this week comes from a scribe who approaches Jesus. Jesus often had contentious relationships with the scribes and other religious authority, but in this passage, it is a really wonderful conversation where Jesus and the scribe agree. And the question that the scribe asks Jesus is, which commandment is the first of all? And Jesus quotes from the ancient Jewish tradition about what it means to follow God, that is to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. So following the commandments begins with an approach to people as opposed to rules to follow. So we'll talk about that dichotomy and how those things follow together with one another on Sunday morning. So I hope you'll join us as we continue this sermon series.
And we have two announcements we want to share. The first is an upcoming fundraiser for the church, and it's an opportunity to dine out for a good cause. So in just 2 weeks, the date has slipped out of my mind.
March 19th.
March 19th, Tuesday, March 19th. We invite you to join us for dinner at Puerto Vallarta. And so all of the funds, or a portion of the funds from dinner that night, 20% actually, it's very generous. 20% of all dining in that night will be donated to our church to help our youth fundraise for camp. We have some youth from our church who will be going to the regional youth event, which is taking place at Silver Lake this summer. And so please mark your calendar and plan to join us for that fun night out at Puerto Vallarta. And then also want to just share that we are approaching Holy Week, and so we have signups available for the Holy Week Vigil. That begins on Maundy Thursday and continues through the up to the sunrise service on Easter Sunday. And in order for our vigil to be complete, we need to fill each hour. And so there are right now many open hours. You can have a good pick of what time you would like to continue that vigil in prayer in our chapel. And so you can contact the church office on the phone or email. You can also sign up electronically, or you could, if you are coming through the church building, there's a physical sign up sheet outside of Pastor Ron's office. So we hope that you will consider participating in our Holy Week Vigil.
And we hope to see you this weekend, and may you have a blessed day.
God bless.